Hello everyone, it's me. I just got back from watching Happy Death Day to You. Now, when it comes to the first Happy Death Day, it was certainly a very different kind of horror film. Not different in the sense that it was original, because the plot itself seemed like Groundhog Day mixed with a slasher film, but it was fun enough, and it had a great cast, and it had a lot going for it. For the sequel, obviously, since they can't get the element of surprise out of the way, they decide instead to go for a completely different kind of movie. Let's get to the story, shall we? The story is that Tree has to go through another time loop again, only this time they explain the science of it, and what follows is a completely different kind of film that goes to a different dimension, and where a bunch of different things happen, including the killer is different, the aspects of the world are different, and the dynamics are different. Now, the story here is definitely one that surprises me the most, considering it throws twist after twist at you, and you're definitely going to have to watch the first film to be familiar with all the twists and with all the people involved. So, it definitely does have a lot to offer when it comes to that. Not only that, but the main actress who plays Tree is once again great in her role. It's amazing how much emotional reactions we can get out of her. And not to mention, it's also great that all the cast members who return reprise their roles very well. It fakes you out more than once, and the actors do a good job making a lot of these things believable. So, Another thing that's great is the cinematography and the music. A lot of it feels very much like the first film, with a few twists thrown in, and those twists generally catch you off guard when the time calls for it. But that isn't to say the sequel doesn't have its fair share of problems, too. The parts that repeat from the first film definitely are noticeable, and it does have that sequel problem where the start of the movie definitely feels like a recap or a reintroduction of what happened in the first film. So if you don't want to go through that, that's really too bad. However, I will say that even though a problem with a sequel that involves explaining the crazy thing that happened in the first film is here, it's done pretty cleverly, but at the same time, it definitely could throw people around the wrong way. Well, the jokes themselves are quite funny, and they're varied enough to keep you invested, but if you don't like the first film that much, and you don't think that these things should have been explained, you're not going to like it a lot. But for me personally, I got a lot out of it. So I give Happy Death Day to You a 7 out of 10. See you next time.